Sometime when the 2020s, three geeks from social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys, SuperSorrell, Ryan Speaks Geek, bringing you a weekly live show, toy, TV and movie reviews, special guests, opinions, tangents, and bad impressions, reveals, releases, thoughts, maybe dreams. Now prepare for the Geek Week in Review.
Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the Geek Week in Review. What episode are we? Episode 112. 112. Let me just quickly address it. Yes, I am stood in a garage because, as I said last week, I am away on holiday. So I kind of felt like I had to get out of the house. So I've just come and stood in the garage because it's the best. It's got the best service. So there we go. If you're new to watching the show, obviously, please do like, share, subscribe, all of those things. You can check out all of our social media there below. Myself, Ryan Speaks Geek, and the one and only SuperSorrell. I'm all over the place because I'm halfway through dinner and I'm on holiday. How you gents doing?
All good. All good.
Yeah, we're good. Let's just address the comments quickly. Who we got? Stug, how you doing? Start with Click Shelley, good to see you. Bethany Beth, nice to see you. Andy Roberts, good to see you. We've lost Sorrel. Andy Roberts again. Joby One, nice to see you again, my friend. 80s After School Toys, Lily Rodriguez, Addy H. All good to really see you all again. Let's get Sorrel back in. There he is. What happened there, mate?
God no, nothing but trouble this evening. I'm here.
Andy H, I thought you'd been evicted, Jacob. Yeah, it does look like I've been evicted, but no, I am doing it from a garage.
Currently filming the next series of Storage Wars.
Either that, or I'm in the next version, the next film of Saw. So I did wake up in this room, and my ankle is handcuffed to a radiator. So send help. No, I'll tell you what, right? I'm in Wales. For anyone in the UK that knows Wales, I'm in Swansea. And we're in like an Airbnb house, which is really, really cool. And look what I found. It's like an authentic 1984 Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper toy.
Dude, that is one of the most. That's one of the last 17. That's really, really rare.
Really?
Genuinely, yeah. That's actually really expensive.
It's going in my pocket. It's going in my pocket. Boom! Okay, there we go. So that's me from Wales. I've just found myself a rare. Have you got one, Ryan?
Not a very good condition one. Yeah, not as good as that one.
Yeah, this one's in quite good nick. Look, it's in quite good nick.
I've got a good condition helmet. I don't have a good condition figure though.
I reckon I could pick up a helmet. So okay, so genuinely is quite rare.
Yeah.
Cool. What a find. How are you all doing? What you guys been up to?
Want it, maybe.
What?
Well, the people whose house it is might want it.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'll replace it.
The important thing is you haven't put something really incriminating with your name on the internet.
As if I would take it. I'm not really going to take it. Right. How are we doing? What's going on?
Not much. It's been a bit of a quiet week. We've got some news, isn't it?
Should we talk about something that's just dropped? Because it literally has just come out a few hours ago. Let's talk about that Ahsoka trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
Hayden with Hayden in it as well.
That's new audio as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. All brand new audio.
That was new audio. I thought so.
Dialogue that would have been said in the Clone Wars series, but it's said in Hayden's voice. Like, ooh, hello.
Yeah, it's just like he was in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. He's also in this one as well. He did do additional dialogue and scenes. So hopefully we'll see a live-action scene of Hayden and Ahsoka together as like a flashback. That would be cool. If they throw in Ewan McGregor, that'll just happy days. All three of them reunited on screen in live action.
Yeah, no, that would be really cool. Ryan, Andy H has said your mic sound is really low.
Is that better? Andy H.
Yeah.
Let me hear my voice.
That's a lot better. Can
you hear me now? There wasn't a huge it didn't really give much more away, did it? It kind of had the same feel as the other trailers, but obviously we got that Anakin voiceover, which is really cool. And I
The
hope
thing is, you don't want it to show much more footage, though, do you? Really, because otherwise it runs into that risk of being spoiled again. You know, like so many studios are obsessed with showing like half the actual thing in the trailers now, whereas like we've got the footage. I don't mind it being re-edited in different orders and maybe extra bit of voiceover, but don't keep showing more and more footage because otherwise it ruins the excitement.
I think it's the holocron. You know, like in Rebels, you saw Ahsoka using the holocron to show Anakin's like battle techniques and things to Ezra. I wonder if it's something like that, whether she's watching that back or Sabine's watching it back or something and hearing his voice.
That's what I think as well, because it was on the Ghost, wasn't it? So
yeah, it was on the Ghost. Yeah, it was in Kanan's room, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's obviously going to be flashbacks. We're not, I don't think we're going to get him on screen.
He's dead.
Sorry, flashbacks. Flashbacks the wrong word. They're pre-recorded. Yeah, like pre-recorded kind of. So it'll be in the real time of the show, but it'll be not a flashback, a pre-recorded, it's going to be in the holocron. You know what I mean. I know
what it means. It's just fun to watch you squirm.
Grumpy Cricket came in at the right time. Well, hello there. I'm really excited for it. I must admit, I'm really, really pumped up. And who is Ray? What's his face? Who's his character?
Ooh, right. Okay. So both of the Ray Stevenson's character and the girl that's in it, they're both not Inquisitors, but they're not Sith either. We don't know what they are just yet. But both of them are named after wolves in Norse mythology.
Oh yes, I remember you mentioned that before.
So,
because
I think there's something to do with that.
The thing that makes me curious about his character is that he knew Anakin, so he's been around on the timeline that we know, but we've never heard of him. So there's obviously going to be some kind of story written into it that he was somewhere that. And that's why we don't know who he is.
They might go down the Dark Jedi route since they're doing like Heir to the Empire.
Oh, look, Dark Cricket, just after you said it.
I'm going to explode. Go on. But I'm going to explode. I need to play this. So, right, here's the cool part.
And here's the other really important thing I learned.
I really like the Star Wars. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
So the fact that they're named after the two characters they're named after in Norse mythology means one of them chases the sun and one of them chases the moon. Now we happen to have two characters. We have Ezra, who was born on a planet with two moons, and Luke was born on a planet with two suns. And these two particular characters in Norse mythology chases the sun and the moon. So I think the young girl is chasing Ezra, whereas Ray Stevenson has been spending his lifetime hunting down Luke Skywalker, trying to find Luke.
That's pretty cool theory. Wasn't there wolves in Rebels?
Yes. So obviously we know that what's his face is obsessed with wolves. No, in real life. Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is obsessed with wolves. Obviously, he called himself Trapper Wolf in Mandalorian. Yeah, he's obsessed with wolves. And the ship as well. That in Heir to the Empire, the ship that Thrawn has is named after a wolf as well.
Yes.
So I definitely think they are Thrawn's personal dark assassins kind of thing. I think there's something to do with Thrawn, because if the Empire has the Inquisitors, then he'll want something equally as badass to fight back with, surely. And if he spent a lot of time with Ezra and a lot of time with the Rebels, he knows how valuable having a dark Sith Lord could be on his side. So,
yeah, definitely. I think what's really interesting as well as like a viewer is we know that it's all leading towards a movie, like a big movie that combines all of these shows, and to know that this is kind of towards the end of that, it's quite exciting to sort of think that this is going to give us some direction. It's going to give us some idea of where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
I am thinking it is very much Heir to the Empire. I think it's all the all the stories that everyone was really upset that got cut when Disney took over. I kind of feel like this is the sorry guys. We're sort of putting it back, but not in the part where it was. We're just changing a bit.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Sorry.
Right, listen, gents, I'm going to have to be really rude and duck out. I will be back in a little bit later. Yeah, I'll come back in kind of towards the end. All right.
Okie dokie.
Be good, behave. I'll see you later.
Us behave? What?
And
Last time we
then
did
there
this,
were two.
we did the whole thing where we were going to do the list, and then Jake just popped back up and was like, I told you don't do the list.
Well, the funny part is now I'm hoping he's passed one of us the crown to do things, because otherwise we're not going to be able to show much. It's just going to be me and you on screen all night talking. So let me see if I can share something. Let me see if I can share something and see whether it pops up on screen. Oh, yeah, I think I've got... Oh, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Can you click that at the bottom? Can you do anything with that?
No.
Yeah, so he's not giving us the crown. Okay, so we're going to talk about some toy news, but you're not going to be able to see naff all, people, so let's do this.
I would like some kind of interpretive dance to describe the way they look.
Well, luckily for you, I have a BTEC in performing arts, so here we go. I genuinely do as well, that's the sad part. Super 7 announced another crossover this week with Twisted Sister. And I love the fact that the people at Toy News International called it Super 7 ain't gonna take it anymore with Twisted Sister license.
Very good, very good.
So some new Twisted Sister little 3-inch figures will probably come out very soon.
Cool.
I wish we could show you these because these are really cool. But Mirrorverse have announced their next 3 figures by McFarlane. So the Mirrorverse is Disney's crossover. They're doing Mulan in armor with a sword and everything, which looks pretty cool. Elsa as a dark mage with she's got silver eyes and everything. She looks awesome. And then they're doing a big 6-inch Ariel, and she's got a big trident and stuff.
Cool.
Which is pretty cool. So that looks awesome.
Like the concept there.
And the only other figure that got announced was from today, brand spanking new. But Ghostface Takes Manhattan, the New York Comic Con exclusive new NECA Ghostface is coming out, including a rainbow Ghostface mask, the bloody Ghostface mask, glow-in-the-dark green Ghostface mask, and regular.
Ooh,
he also comes with a couple of new daggers as well. He's got the regular dagger for display, but then he also comes with the glow-in-the-dark dagger and a glow-in-the-dark dagger that's bloody as well. So you can have him as the cinema from the second Scream film. You can have them dressed up as that kind of like the glow-in-the-dark version.
That is pretty awesome.
It is a pretty decent looking figure. I can't wait to get my hands on that one.
I can't wait to Google it later and see it. Stug said that apparently PowerCon had tons of reveals. I didn't see anything from PowerCon. I've been a bit trapped in my own little bubble this last few days, really.
So yeah, the thing is with PowerCon, it's stuff that we don't really talk about too much on this channel. So there was a lot of Valaverse action figures announced, a lot of new stuff there. Again, that's like G.I. Joe and stuff that we don't really touch on too much. Nacelle announced the Sectors Warriors of Symbion Series 1 and a couple of other things from their booth.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all stuff we kind of don't really talk about too much over here. But there was a fair amount, to be fair. Mondo Masters did a bunch of figure reveals, but again, I can't show you anything, so it's pointless even really going into it too much.
I'll tell you what was a cool announcement, though. Speaking of toy reveals, there's the reveal of that there will be reveals coming up. So obviously Mattel have said about they're bringing 2 big brands back from the 90s for some love, and that is both Street Sharks and Mighty Max, which are 2 I'm a massive fan of from my childhood.
Mighty Max?
I still collect Mighty Max. Big fan of Mighty Max. Always been one of my favorite things as a kid. Loved the cartoon series. I had one of the comics. I had the Mega Drive game, which was impossibly hard. Oh no, I borrowed. My friend had the Mega Drive game. But Mighty Max, I absolutely just adored. The whole series, cartoons on YouTube. It's one of my favorite cartoon themes. Proper rock, meow. And then Street Sharks, need I say more? Endorsed by Vin Diesel in his youth.
If they don't, they need to do something with Vin Diesel now. He's a household, because they never knew at that time he was going to be what he is now. If they don't use that man to do something with that license in the future, they're missing it.
Shark Family.
Just his voice in the cartoon would be amazing. His voiceover artist. He loves doing voices.
We're finally get to the point where we're trying to get we're going to be getting. I think it's a bit of a resurgence. So I can see what Grumpy Cricket says about Mattel tried with Street Sharks and failed because of the price. I think that this is something new. The Casper Slide Part 2 featuring the Platinum Band. I think it's going to be different. I do. I think because also, we've had the 80s resurgence. I think we're about to see the 90s resurgence. So with in regards to toys and nostalgia, Ryan Reynolds is heading up a new Biker Mice from Mars cartoon. Street Sharks coming back. Polly Pocket has sort of made a bit of a thing again. Barbie's having a big resurgence. Well, I know Barbie isn't necessarily 90s and everything, but a lot of those 90s aesthetics of the numerous colors and everything we used in it.
Monster High's back in a big way. They're back massively, and they were a big 90s franchise.
Yeah, Monster High. That's what I mean. There's quite a lot of things from the 90s now. I think, there's only so much you can do with He-Man. Oh, I caught that. That's disgusting. Cool. Wax on, wax off. I got that little bugger.
You did,
So there's a whole wave of things. I do think that this is the 90s revival era finally. I think Small Soldiers will have a thing redone, as we talked about the other day.
Yeah. Nacelle are meant to be making a universe as well, and they've got the license for the Sectors and loads of other random little 90s franchises. So I mean, we're going to see some form of crossover universe from them apparently with Biker Mice. So I'm looking to forward to seeing what they do there. I'm going to admit
some really good stuff.
I'm going to admit I am fried this evening. We have been at the new house doing stuff all day long. This is going to be one of the last weekends I'm in this room, and I'm just knackered.
Speaking of lasts, though, I suppose probably should address something to the people watching. Speaking of lasts, this is going to be my second to last Geek Week for a while, guys. So anyone who is watching, not for any dramatic reason or anything like that. I just fancy a bit of a change. So I'm going to be stepping away for the Geek Week for I don't know how long, indefinitely. I'll still sort of pop in and say hello every now and again, and I'll try and chuck some some cocaine bears at the guys every now and again. That sounds like a weird sentence. But yeah, it's just it's been a great fun, but it is every Sunday night. And unlike these two, I don't have kids, so I actually do a lot on Sunday nights. I used to. I will still be about. I'm going to have Jake on my channel soon. I'm still doing my own YouTube stuff, so I'm still around, and I'm still going to be doing my show every week with every other week. I really have started telling you. The House of Horror podcast. Me and Ash are still going to be doing. That's bi-weekly. Like I said, me and Jake are definitely going to collab on stuff in the future. It is quite a big time commitment every Sunday night, and especially since I started my new job. Andy H, I wish I could, but unfortunately I'm not able to. Which is really shit. So be careful who you say that to, because that's a really sucky comment. Yeah, it's just like I said, I just want to time. And also, we don't talk a lot about the things that I really like on this show. Not by anyone's fault, but it's just because my interests have actually, this show has shown me what my interests are. And they are 3.75-inch figures. They are vintage Star Wars. They are Transformers, and they are things that we don't talk about. And I have stopped caring about Marvel entirely, which doesn't help for a show where Marvel's a big feature. But like I said, I just need some time away. I just want to get my Sunday nights back. I've started a new job, and it's a bit difficult, if I'm being honest, being on late night Sunday and then getting up for the travel and everything Monday. So, but I'll pop in every now and again, guys. You won't miss me that much. It'll be like 1 week later, and it'll be like, wait, there was 3 hosts. What? So yeah, but
you're still going to be around though. It's not like I know you're signing off from here, but you're still going to be around doing the House of Horrors, like you said, in your own stuff. So you're still around on YouTube and that. So
very much. And I think
everyone make sure they're following Ryan over on Ryan Speaks Geek and all his socials. Make sure you give him a follow.
Oh, thanks, guys. But yeah, so I'll still be about though, and if one of these guys is ill or something and desperately needs a co-host, I suppose I'll come make an appearance just to annoy people. But I'm sure I'll be the absolute last resort. But yeah, so that's the dramatic review out of the way. But so next week will be my last sort of regular show. So yeah.
I know I don't have the ability to put some of these lovely comments up on the screen. I feel bad. I can't click on things. I want to click on things and make them appear. But yeah, it won't be the same without you, Ryan. But I understand.
Oh, thank you,
I
guys.
understand
I
your
have just
reason.
actually read the comments. Thank you very much. That is all really sweet of you. The old 3.75-inch Marvel and DC were great in my opinion. They were, Andrew. No, I like what you're trying to do there, Andrew. I appreciate you bringing up 3.75 Marvel and DC figures now. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it's mostly a time thing, and just also, I have done this for not as obviously long as you, because you have done it 112 weeks, Ash, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think I've done something in the 90s now. I think I came in on episode 13, didn't we say?
Yep. Something like that.
Yeah. So it's been a long time. We'll talk more about it next week anyway. But yeah, don't worry about that. But anyway, Bethany Beth, where did you hear about Mighty Max? It was, so I got a little pop-up on my Facebook wall, and it was about Street Shark. So I started reading it, and then when I was reading the article, it actually said Street Shark and Mighty Max. Apparently the person who wrote the article just really didn't care about Mighty Max, which is a shame, because Mighty Max was freaking awesome. But yeah, Mighty Max, I've always had a big love for that. It was like the boys' Polly Pocket, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the boys' version of Polly Pocket. I used to love Mighty Max as a kid. One of my favorite toys. I had the big red castle thing and everything, wherever that was. If it was a castle, I can't remember what it was. The big
it was
red
like
thing.
the castle made out of lava rock, wasn't it? It was huge.
Yeah, and then you had the big villain. He had like his head all opened up like a skull. I had all them kind. I loved Mighty Max as a kid.
I think one of my favorites, I had that. The Cyclops head was my favorite one, which was like a dark purple, stony Cyclops head, where when you opened it up, like it had like this cartoon like tongue type thing with like tentacles out the eye. And then the other one I had was really cool, was a Triceratops head. Because when you opened it up, it was the fact that the horns, when it was in like the head mode, like when it was folded down, the horns were actually made out of, one was the mountain that opened up and had like a cannon on it, and the other one was actually the beak of a pterodactyl that was inside it. Like it was all bits. It was really clever the way it all folded together, and the artwork on all the stickers and stuff probably explains why we like horror so much when you think about it.
Yeah. They were definitely horror inspired.
There was one that was a corpse hand, and when you opened it up, it was like a horrible graveyard type thing, like a melted skeleton in it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I had the one that was like the little skull with the mouth that opened, that had the Frankenstein laboratory in it. That was my favorite one.
Yeah, it is cool.
But they all had stuff like, like they all had things in them, like the little bookcase that would swivel around so you could get Mighty Max could escape, and they all had like little drop things, and they were so cool to play with.
It's all the little action features, but yeah, you're thinking about getting them again now, aren't you? Andy H, hold on, I know why he's leaving. He's just bought a cat slayer and wants to play with it on his own. We're now on to you, sunshine. Oh, Stug, I had the Black Skull Mighty Max one. Yeah, they just did so many. It was like the Black Skulls, was lizards, snakes. I had the VHS of one, a couple of cartoons, and it had one of those 3D stickers on top of the VHS case. You know, the ones that was like molded plastic. It was really bizarre, but like it was just one of those things as a kid that made it so much cooler than any other VHS, except for the fact when you try to put it on a shelf and it didn't then sit in between all your other VHS because it had this 3D sticker on it.
Well, I tell you what I've just read, which is absolutely amazing. The Barbie movie has made 1.15 billion and is the second highest grossing movie for Warner Brothers, other than Harry Potter now. And it's on its way to defeating Harry Potter's record, which was The Deathly Hallows Part 2 at 1.34 billion. So it's not far behind.
Mate, if we don't get a Barbie world soon that you can go and visit, I'm going to be very surprised. I can see that being the next secret cinema, you know?
Oh, definitely.
And I would go to that gladly.
There is not a lot to talk about this week. It is really quiet on all fronts, to be honest. It's gonna be a weird show.
I got talking about weird though. I got a weird thing, so I'm gonna show you something I got for a change. Because I know normally you have a stack of things, but here's something I got for a change.
The Fly.
This is the Fly Collector's Edition, Ultimate Collector's Edition. So this has got the original classics like The Fly, Return of the Fly, and Curse of the Fly. And then it's got the 2D special edition versions of The Fly and The Fly 2 with Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
What I love about it, though, is so it comes in this. And as you can see, it even has like a little holographic
Cool.
lenticular. So it goes from Jeff Goldblum to the Fly. I can't see if it's actually changing between Jeff and the Fly, is it?
It's not really doing anything. But I'm not sure if that's just the camera. I can see the graphic. I just can't. It's not changing very well on camera. There you go. There we go.
Thank God, Jeff. Yeah, so there we go. And then it actually comes in this really nice, small, little compact box set. But it has got all the forms in it. So the only problem is, I think it was stored in a shed or a loft that smells absolutely like, it smells like stale. If that makes sense. Like almost a bit like damp. But it's weirdly appropriate for the films The Fly.
And yeah, so there's a little square box inside too.
There is. I think that's the little box I think he was talking about. I hope. Or is there a secret little box inside the box that it was?
As well. Is the box inside the box inside the box?
Yeah. Was it like in Emperor's New Groove, isn't it? I put that box inside another box, then I mail that box to myself, and when it arrives, I'll smash it with a hammer.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of boxing up this room, so my room's a bit of a tip at the minute.
I was going to say, the fact that you have got all of that stuff still there is a bit surprising, because I would have thought you would have boxed up your figures by now, at least.
So I'm very lucky in the fact that we're moving into my parents' old house. So I'm basically moving into my childhood house, which that's a whole other story. But so I'm basically moving into my old bedroom again, which is hilarious. So my dad's helping me do the wardrobes out at the minute because my old room is going to be my new collector's room, and he's helping me do out the shelving unit in there using the wardrobes because he's a bit of a handyman carpenter jobber. So he's going to turn a pair of wardrobes into a stacking like a unit thing, and basically I'll be able to just take all my figures like a bit at a time and just put them in the new home. Like I won't really have to box them up. So I'm quite lucky.
How far is it from this house to the other house?
Oh, like a stone's throw. It's Pontefract.
Really?
We're all inbred, mate. We don't move far. Literally, my parents live down the road from me. I didn't move far at all. I really didn't cut the apron strings too much.
The strings are still attached. They're just like stretched.
So basically me and Lynn are moving into my parents' old house. They're moving to something smaller. The old house was obviously kitted out for me as a kid when I was 6, obviously with all my disabilities. It's kitted out with like a rolling shower room and all that stuff. So it made sense.
Shower room, extreme sports ramp for the scooter, stuff like that.
So it made sense to go back there. So we've kind of got that as well. We've been my parents. They kind of gave us it at a good price. So we're moving back into my old house, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't really have to do too much boxing, which is good. I'm not going far, but yeah, it's just a pain. Because obviously we've got I've got to sell this house, and I've got to complete in like a week on Friday. So I've got to be out of here, and everything's got to be gone a week on Friday.
I'm really sorry, but I just had this image of you on your scooter with like this trailer that was comically 3 times the size, all stacked up, just like figures hanging out, Chucky head here, Tiffany doll,
just Annabelle hanging on the top of it, looking out.
Yeah, exactly, and just going like, "Don't mind me, just moving down the road."
That will be me. On my days off, that will be me this next weekend. Coming up, I will be back and forth on my little scooter with like buckets full of stuff at a time. Just
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to seeing the new room, to be honest. But is your collection room going to be different to your studio thing?
Yeah. I've got 2 rooms this time. I'm well excited.
Got 2 locations.
I've got my studio room, and then my inside collector's room. So
you're going to do videos from both.
Oh yeah, that's the whole point. So, but like I can reserve it and make it.
I can change the sheets whenever I want on this backdrop. I haven't even bothered today.
So the idea being that I'm going to be filming from the crypt, and then other days I won't be in the crypt. So it makes the crypt special.
Not as special as Powerline.
Did you see that Disney are going to release a load of Powerline stuff?
Yeah, because, isn't the guy who played Zero in Holes? Didn't he win a Mortal Kombat tournament dressed as
Powerline? Yeah, I saw that. Well, yeah, Disney are releasing a bunch of Powerline merchandise. They're releasing the yellow leather jacket. They're releasing the glasses. They're releasing the movie again, obviously on Blu-ray, and a bunch of other stuff. there was a right bunch of stuff coming out. I think there's a doll coming out as well of Powerline.
Good,
So,
because it was one of. Do you know what? I loved this movie as a kid. I liked both of the Goofy movies actually, but that one in particular. It's funny. I saw a meme a little while ago about it, and it was actually really true. When you're younger, you sympathize so much with Max. And you're like, oh my god, the dad's so embarrassing. When you get older and watch it, you so sympathize with Goofy because he's just trying to be part of his son's life. It's a really weird, horrible thing about growing up that you suddenly slaps you in the face when you look at a film different. You go, oh. It's like the bits when you realize when some of the things your parents used to tell you were actually correct, and you did not know it all, and you were completely wrong.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to in that film I always like the song with Max and Goofy on the road. That is my favorite thing ever. All the weird little cameos that shove in there.
On the open road. That one.
I love that one.
Oh no, it's both the Campbell songs. It's the Stand Out and Eye to Eye. God, I had to really think about it then. Seeing it eye to eye. Hey, Mick. Mick hasn't seen the opening of the episode yet. He won't tell me off. He'll be glad to see me gone. Everyone else has told me off. Mick will be like, good, I'll take his place. Yeah, Mick is a job opening for him. I'm glad it's getting some love because I think the Goofy movie's been a bit ignored over the years. People haven't talked about it as much as they should have done.
Yeah, when it first came out, if you watch the Disney documentary, when it first came out, it was like the red-headed stepchild that nobody wanted. They kind of made the Goofy movie and everyone went, get rid of that immediately. Because they were meant to make movies based on all of them. There was Mickey Christmas Carol, and then there was the Goofy movie, and then they were meant to do Donald, and they just canned the Donald movie after Goofy's movie tanked so hard. But it's become a bit of a cultural 90s like nostalgia movie now. It
really has.
Speaking of 90s nostalgia movies, by the way, go back and watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie with Chris Swanson. Go back and watch that. That is a 90s capsule.
Do you know what? I haven't seen that for years. I might just do that, sir.
I watched it because someone said to me, I watched it because Pee Wee Herman passed away. And I'm like, Pee Wee Herman's in Buffy? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Pee Wee Herman's in Buffy movie? He played the villain. He was the main bad guy.
Did he? But then I always forgot he was in the Batman film. And he was also in Gotham, similar kind of character. And also Andrew Orr, Mighty Max. Mighty Max was a toy line in the 90s by Bluebird Toys. It was a small clamshell thing, so it would look like a creature. And then when you opened it up, it was a whole mini playset, which had like creatures. And you had to sort of guide Max through loads of action features, stickers, cool artwork. Then it had a spin-off cartoon to tie in, like most things in the 90s, and a comic book series. But yeah. Mick, I wasn't doing the bear yet. I haven't done the bear yet. It's because I am leaving the show. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds might be... Was he in one of them, actually?
Ryan Reynolds wasn't in the Buffy movie. The Buffy movie had David Arquette in it. He was like the other vampire character in it. But I don't remember Ryan Reynolds being in it. It's not that I remember. Was he in Sabrina? Oh my god, the Sabrina movie. I forgot they made a Sabrina movie as well, didn't they? Oh
yeah, because the guy was different before the series.
Yeah, the guy who played Harvey. Sabrina movie.
Ryan Reynolds was too busy being awesome in Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Oh god, yeah. So Ryan Reynolds was in 1996, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He played Seth. Yeah. Which was So he was in that.
Penny just dropped for Mick. Sorry.
Yeah, Mick's comment.
Mick be angry.
Mick's mad.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mick, it is true. I'll still drop by every now and again and everything, but yeah, I'm next week will be my last regular appearance on the Geek Week in Review. So yeah, don't kill me. That'd be great. Andrew, they were very big in the 90s. It was very much in the sort of mid to late, I think 94 or maybe 96. Until like the sort of late 90s, and they were meant to do another one called Mighty Max, Beyond like Battle Tech or something like that. So yeah,
final thing on the Buffy movie, just as well to go back, because the film This was the cast listing for the movie, which nowadays is insane. But back then, these were all up and comers. So you had Kirsty Swanson, Luke Perry, Donald Sutherland, Paul Rubens, Hilary Swank, David Arquette, Seth Green, Ben Affleck. They were all in that movie. That was like a power list of a movie. They were all in it.
That's pretty bloody impressive.
Yeah. It's like they were all in the same film, and it was like it was a massive flop at the time. It wasn't a success at all. And they're all like major stars now. But it was on the other night. My friend mentioned watching it because of the Paul Rubin thing. So I went and watched. I saw that it was on E4. So I'm like, yeah, click. I sat and watched it from start to finish. Forgot how good that film was.
Okay, maybe I'll have to revisit it again. I haven't seen it for ages. I did rewatch Stargate again recently because that's a great film, which then had a good series.
Yeah.
Mick, Ryan, you have no hair. What else are you doing on Sunday nights? I mean, every part of me wants to go your mom, but that seems like a wrong thing to do. So I will say anything else. No, I just need a break. Boring, I know. But still, what other 90s films then went off to have like it? Because you had like Buffy that turned into a series, Stargate turned into a series.
There was loads of them.
It was like the time Sabrina was in a series. It'd be hard for a series. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of other ones that sort of had that sort of power, but
movies that were turned into TV shows over the years. Let's have a look.
This is what's known as the filler episode, everyone. This is where literally no news has happened. I haven't even been to the cinema to see something to moan about. I'm joking. I would have loved it. I love everything, apparently. So.
Oh, no, but I do have to say this. Amazon Prime have now got the new Children of the Corn movie. The new I'm not sure if it's a remake, return, don't know what it is yet. I haven't seen it yet myself. But I know that there's a new version of the Children of the Corn, and it's on Amazon, and it's like £3 to buy. So it's a good time to buy it. It was filmed
like ages ago. That was the thing. It went and then it just didn't get released. I don't know what was happening to it. I remember looking up quite a while back because, as always, I was looking at how many films there were in the franchise because I always forget that there's so many. Very loose connections to the Children of the Corn film, but it's something stupid. There's like 7 sequels or something crazy. Yeah, it's a bit bizarre.
Jesus Christ.
What?
So no, I found a list of awful movies in the 90s that were based on shows and stuff, and it brought some horrible memories back, like Uma Thurman's The Avengers. Jesus. Do you remember that movie?
Yep.
Oh,
I forgot. I wanted to forget, and you've made me remember, and now I'm angry. Oh, guys, it's really sweet in the comments, but come on, don't feel down. I'm still going to be around, and if you're going to miss me that much, come on, watch my stuff. What?
Admittedly, this one's on the awful list, but I loved this movie as a kid. My Favorite Martian from 1999.
Oh yeah, Christopher Lloyd's
version. Yeah. With
and that's when I first realized that the guy who voiced Rex from Toy Story looked like.
Yeah.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, he's in it, and we get the guy from Dumb and Dumber as well. I can't remember. I'm shit with names.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's in Speed, Dumb and Dumber, Newsroom. Jeff Daniels.
Yes, the one. So yeah, he's in it as well.
Jeff Daniels.
And obviously he's got Elizabeth Hurley in it as well.
Oh, Elizabeth
she plays
Hurley.
the weird. Yeah, I do like a bit.
The Northern Nomad has confirmed my suspicion. It is indeed Jeff Daniels. Thank you, Northern Nomad. Your contribution has been recognized. Just thought I'd add a bit more like a dramatic flair for this week. Add a bit of mystiqueness. Daniel's not Bridges.
Adding things on your final week. Smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Second to final.
He chooses now to join in.
Oh, wow. Wow. You still got to do a show with me every other week, mate. I
know. Ash, the better thing to remember is cartoons based on 80s horror films.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Rambo and the Freedom Fighters. I was gutted we never got. So did you know that Aliens was meant to have a cartoon as well? Like based on that toy line that we had? That
Yeah.
was meant to be a cartoon, and I think they did a there was like a pilot, or at least the opening credits thing. I think it exists somewhere on the internet, but that would have been really awesome. It was called like Aliens Operation something, like Strong People or something. I don't know, but like that would have been really cool to have a proper. Cause that's the kind of thing that would have been awesome as a cartoon. But although they couldn't have done like someone being melted in half or something like that, it would have been a very toned down version, but still would have been pretty awesome. It also would have given us some justification for some of the weird toy lines, weird parts of that toy line they did.
Yeah, when you look back on stuff from our childhood and stuff, you've got to say there's no reason why most of us turned into like horror enthusiasts. When you look back now, things like the Inhumanoids and Dungeons and Dragons, real Ghostbusters, everything was like horror themed.
Yeah, extreme Ghostbusters. You know, then even like the films, like Conehead, Harry and the Hendersons, it was still about Sasquatch. You know, Never-Ending Story, Dark Crystal, The Princess Bride. You know, just all these things.
Why would you say Never-Ending Story? Because now in my head it's just going round and round. Never-Ending Story.
Turn around. Look at this bold moon on the screen. I could draw like a little spaceship here. It would actually look like the moon.
Did you deliberately do Stewie's voice then?
Yeah, I did a little bit. Yeah.
That's what I say. You definitely.
Hey, Brian. Here's our never-ending story, Brian. Turn around. Look at what you see.
I love that. I said. Stewie.
Right beyond the big fat man. Brian, it's our dreams. Oh. Valkor, the luck dragon. I'm a luck dragon who just sounds a bit slow.
Don't start me on Never-Ending Dragon. Don't start me on Never-Ending Story. It's such a misleading title.
Well, it didn't, because the adventure continue with the sequels, which are for some reason are really hard to get on DVD in the UK.
Mick, if you go to York on the Shambles, there is a shop. It's called The Alchemists. They basically have the dragon from that, and they ripped it off. And it's basically the same dragon as Never-Ending Story dragon. And he breathes out of his nose. It's dead weird. My daughter is scared of it. She thinks it's real. She's terrified of it now.
Oh, I love that. That's adorable.
Well, she went in the shop, and the woman in the shop went, if you touch his nose, you can... He likes his nose being rubbed. Didn't mention that the thing breathes when you touch... It's got like a sensor in his nose. So as soon as she put her hand on his nose, he went... And literally, she went, they breathed! And like ran a mile. Like, thanks for that nightmare fuel.
Yeah, but that's half the fun of it, isn't it?
Yeah, but my daughter's the only one who can take Annabelle to bed from my shelf and go, hey, teddy bear, I'm taking this, and sleep with Annabelle, but then runs away from a cartoon dragon. She's messed up, my daughter.
I thought you were just looking around at all the horror stuff in your room and then thinking, I wonder why that is.
I did get something this week. I was going to do that as well. I wonder why she's so scared. No, I did get something this week though. But I'm
80s after school toys. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I just got a little ping up and I was like,
I'm just slowly waiting for this. I'm slowly waiting for this big tower of DVDs to fall on me at some point this evening and kill me.
If only you had the Fly Collector's Ultimate box set. That would have upset the pile. It would have kept it weighted and grounded on the sound.
Well, I've done something today which I think you as a physical media guy would probably think is sacrilege, and probably so many other people would. I basically, because I've got no place to put all the DVDs in my new house, I have condensed my entire collection down to this. I just have a bucket load of discs.
Oh, you got rid of the cases. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Did you get rid of the cases? Or did you put them in the book? Oh, that hurts me. That hurts me. Do you know what I did with mine, though? Because I did something similar at one point because I didn't have the space for it. But I kept the cases in the loft. Because then if you did want to sell it in the future, you didn't have to then just be left with just the discs, where you end up now probably going to be putting them in the landfill when you're not here anymore. Well done, Ash. That is upsetting. I get putting them in the wallet, but I'm upset you threw away the cases.
Well, I did get something this week. I got Lily. This is a Hoster Ghost. stuff of nightmares. Basically, the lovely people at US Ghost Adventures. Basically, the story is that they got delivered a doll to their studio one day. They don't know where it came from, and obviously decided to make replicas of that doll and sell it to the millions of people that love ghost hunting shows like me. And basically, this supposedly is Lily, host a ghost. Let us know what your Lily gets up to. And basically, Lily supposedly will go around your house and basically cause mischief. So you've got to keep Lily on a short leash, apparently. So let's take her out of the box. Why not?
If his face starts melting, that's on him, not me.
Oh, because there's nothing terrifying about that.
No, I mean, the important thing is nothing bad's going to happen to us because of that, right? I'm just joking. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine.
Yeah, so this is Little Lily, and this is a little ghost. I'm going to be doing a full video on it tomorrow. But what I was laughing at is this is meant to be based on Lizzie Bowden, right? But I'm sorry, but she just looks like a reject of the Kiss Army. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, as soon as I saw it, she's like, I don't remember Lizzie Bowden being a fan of Kiss or of Alice Cooper. And now I've mocked this doll. And now I've mocked this doll. It's probably going to come for me in my sleep now.
Oh yeah, if you don't log in next week for our thing, then I'll know that it got you.
So yeah, Ash has always looked a bit like a Nazi scientist. What the fuck?
Wow, that went dark. That went so dark so quick. Andy H, I suppose we best get used to there being a blank box where he used to be. No, because oh god. Jake will just rearrange it so that it looks nice for two people like this. You know, it will just be this version. It was always designed to be either 2 or 3 people, wasn't it? You know, we could flip between.
Yeah.
I'll probably re-record the intro for him though.
Originally, the show original idea of what Jacob wanted was a panel. He didn't want just like 1 or 2 people each week. He wanted a revolving door of YouTubers like from the UK to make, you know, like in America, they have that like, I forgot, the Toy Hunters something. They have like a thing, don't they? Where all these YouTubers are all under the same umbrella. He wanted to like do something like that for the UK and make like a Toy Hunters Alliance for the UK kind of thing. And have all these different toy YouTubers on. But nobody else would bite except me and you, apparently.
Well, I was only meant to be a guest, and I had like 3 videos, I think, on my YouTube by the time you guys asked me to be on it. And that's mainly, let's be honest, it's mainly because I've known Jake for like 15 years or something crazy like that now. I knew Jake when Jake had a wrestling company. Like Jake is a really an interesting dude. Seriously, if like when I'm not here, and so that I don't start laughing or like giving spoilers away, feel free to ask him. He has had a very interesting life, but he's just a really interesting chap. And also, he's a ridiculously talented artist as well. And he's terrible at blowing his own trumpet. But he's done me actual paintings from like the Joker for Batman. I think one of the times I've seen. I think I might have shown that off before. But also, do you remember when Eagle Moss used to do those statues? You know, like the Marvel statues in DC. Yeah. He basically like tripled his collection size because he made all these custom ones. But they looked the absolute nuts. And he had this wall, which was just like completely full. And it was funny because people used to ask about like them and everything. But then it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It was just really awesome. Yeah, but he's a really interesting guy. And yeah, wanted to do a wrestling company. So we just started a wrestling company. He's just the kind of guy who just goes, yeah, I want to do that. And he'll just do it. Yeah.
Just start a wrestling company. I love it.
It was great fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. And it was, but the thing is, it was to such a high standard. We had like pyrotechnics. We had a proper professional lighting rigs. You know, it was mad. Anything he did with Jake, like does with Jake, like he does it like 110%. Even when it's like, oh, by the way, your budget's 50p, he was like, yeah, that's all right. And he made it look like it was like you got a budget of like $5,000. It was insane.
Well, if he ever wants to do that again, I've definitely got my ring name sorted. I'll be the Cripple Threat. I do like Nick's comment. I'm not really.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought, yeah. Oh, and now all I can think of is Cripple H.
Cripple H, yeah. Let's get ready to be in a wheelchair. I've killed Ryan.
Oh, I really wasn't expecting that at all.
Oh, I've killed off Ryan.
Oh, breathing in now.
Mick, if I'm watching videos on the internet, I'm on the hub.
Geek Hub, obviously, that's what he means. Geek Hub, where they just unbox toys.
Geek hub. Boom, doom, doom, sta.
What?
What do you guys think
You
of the
guys think is
the best Ghostbusters movies? Oh, figures. Sorry, Ghostbusters movie figures. Okay.
The thing is, it depends, because like I really liked that line. I think it was Diamond Selected did it, where they had to build the diorama. Like that.
Yeah, you
was
had the
an
big
impressive-
rooftop set.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't think it was a bugger to get them all, but the end result was having this giant diorama that like fully supported your figures. It wasn't like, I mean, it did mean maybe you had to get figures that you weren't as keen to get if you wanted more. If you only wanted the 4 core characters, then you were just stuck with a bunch of scenic pieces. However, as a diorama thing, though, it's hard to get big playsets for people who like collect 8-inch figures because they just don't sell 8-inch playsets. 6-inch, 8-inch. What scale was it again?
6 inch, 7
right.
inch, 7 inch, 7 inch.
Oh, sweet Jesus! I was somewhere in the middle. But you just don't get above 3 3/4-inch figure size playsets. So here they found this way to do it, and it was called British Wrestling Evolution, and I was one of the ring announcers. Andy H is like, who do you work for, Andy? Like what? Do you know what I mean? Like Andy,
that guy.
yeah. Honestly, I'm terrified about like that time when I was basically, a hip hop instructor. He's going to dig that up, and I really wasn't, by the way. I was just joking. Okay, Andy, let's see if you. What did I do for 14 years? What sport did I do for 14 years? Let's see if you can find it. There's your challenge, Andy. Oh, actually, no, he's going to find it. Then.
Northern Nomad. Who's DDMB? Ash, did you know DDMB used to wrestle? Who the hell's that?
Oh, da-dum. Sorry.
No, my favorite was the I like the Mattel ones, to be honest. The Mattel ones were my favorite because they were a little bit more cartoony, and I liked that about them.
Yeah,
like they weren't like too serious. They were like more caricatures than anything of the characters, and I quite liked them. But
I think sometimes it's hard to get actual likenesses like spot on. So if you're going to do it, lean into a style.
Oh, Dave displays model behavior. Yes, I'm well aware Dave was a wrestler back in his day.
A wrestler.
Yeah, he was big into that, and he's recently got back in shape. So I mean, he's probably going to try it again, I think, because he's recently got really buffed up again. Not that I'm stalking the man.
That's Andy's job.
But when it comes to Ghostbusters figures, I always liked the Mattel when they did the Wave 2, and it was the courtroom scenes, with the Build a Ghost. That was cool. I liked them sets. And then we had them recently in Home Bargains or somewhere. Had them recently in stock.
Yeah, I think it was Home Bargains, or was it B&M?
Yeah,
might have been B&M actually,
because
they've had a few of the ones over there. I'll be honest, if I had to pick a Ghostbusters toy line, though, I probably would still pick the real Ghostbusters over the movie ones.
Yeah.
Growing up with that cartoon, I just always loved it. And I loved the Extreme Ghostbusters, which was a spin-off of that as well. And I had a few of those toys as well, which was always really good. I'm just going to change over my internet.
Okay, no. Oh no, and then Ryan never returned. I hope he's not logged out, because if he's logged out, then he won't be able to come back, because I can't let him back in, because Jacob never gave us the star. So this could be just me now talking to myself for the next half an hour until Jacob returns to turn the stream off. Oh no, Ryan's back.
There we go.
We're okay. Whew. I was thinking to myself, don't log out.
I was switching my internet over. Sorry.
So
I was just saying,
now, and you won't be able to come back in.
Oh yeah,
Jacob's not
shit.
giving us any abilities right now, so I was hoping they're going, and that could have been it for Ryan. I'm going to be here now for the next 40 minutes on my own, talking to myself.
What I love about more than anything is that Andy's gone very quiet in the comments, and I think he's genuinely trying to find out what sport I did for 14
Oh, he
years.
will be. He'll be doing it like a madman in the background, listening to us.
Bethany, Grumpy Cricket got the complete series of Extreme Ghostbusters. Good man. That I actually want to watch that cartoon again. So cartoons, I think, you know, when they just pop back into your head for no reasons. They've always been Extreme Ghostbusters and Men in Black, the animated series, which was really dark but really good. Like I really liked that, and you just don't see much of it anywhere. Like it had its own toy line. It even had like toys in McDonald's. I think it was Burger King actually. Burger King.
Yep.
You know, but the animated series for Men in Black was really good. Really good, as was Extreme Ghostbusters. I also quite liked the Godzilla series, and Evolution had a series, all very similar style to Extreme Ghostbusters. God, we had some great cartoons.
Extreme Ghostbusters, if you really enjoy it, you can go ahead and buy it for a season of it for $2.99 on Amazon. So
one season, is that going to be enough? There was an episode where they did cross over with the real Ghostbusters. Like, they actually did have them on there.
And the Men in Black TV series, let's have a look if we can still see that anywhere. Is that still available anywhere at this point? Doesn't look like it, to be honest.
No, I mean, it was 4 seasons, but it was just... I'm a big fan. It's annoying, so you do have to spend quite a bit of money, but there are a lot of websites now where you can try... These companies have done, like, collected things of series.
Yeah.
Ryan, is it Nissan Motorsport? No, I actually don't even have a driver's license. I'm in my 30s. I don't have one because I was in a horrific car accident and it's put me off driving forever. So I will probably not get one anytime soon still. Yeah, Men in Black cartoon, like stuff like that. You know, what was the other ones? Like I always, again, and now they're on Disney Plus on like an American because I've got the VPN thing. Andy H, gymnastics. Fuck, it was. I was a gymnast for 14 years. Damn it.
I found you.
Andy, how tall am I? See if Andy's... I'm a bit worried that Andy's like law enforcement or something.
Slowly building a profile on all of us.
Yeah. Oh no, Ryan, you're leaving just as we were about to crack the case.
I'll infiltrate them, become their friend, and then I'll get them from the inside.
But I'm definitely not a cop. Sorry, that was a Tom Hardy reference for anyone who watches Tom Hardy on the old TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, those old cartoons that you just unfortunately don't get, like, never really got released properly. Like Botsmaster, for example, was another one in the 90s that I loved. Was a really cool cartoon. But you can only go on like these websites where it's like lostmedia.com or something like that. And people make their own like compilations of them and put them on discs, but they're always really expensive. It's like 50, 60 quid for like one season of something that was long lost in the... I know you're paying effectively for the time and the effort, and I shouldn't moan because it means that there's at least an option. But, you know, still, I would like just these companies to just release them.
Yeah. No, they should do, really.
It was like Gargoyles for a long time until it's on Disney Plus now, thankfully.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it because next year I'm going to Universal, so I'm going to try and look up that Men in Black cartoon, see if I can find any DVDs at a couple of car boot sales and stuff that I go to in the next few weeks.
Do it. There is not many episodes online either. It's like it's like a weird, very weird thing. Andy, taller than 3.75 inches. You're wrong. No, I'm joking. Yes, I am. Yes, I am taller than that. 80s after school toys. I'm not as lucky as you guys with all the toys I had. I have an Echo One. What I drive. 80s after school toys. Have you got an actual Echo One? Like, is that a car? Is that what you go to the shops in? Do you go through a McDonald's drive-through in an Ecto One? I love that Gargoyles is voiced by Star Trek Next Generation actors. Yes, Joby-Wan, you're quite right, and in great numbers too. Yeah, they all make appearances in there. I think it is the entire cast. I don't think there was one out of the main ones. I don't know about Wesley. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them have done voices in it, which would be cool if they did a live action. They all had a cameo or something. But Keith David obviously being the main one. And let's be honest, we all know how I feel about Keith David.
Dr. Basilier, tip of the hat for me.
80s after school toys. Yes, Wow, that is awesome that we do sort of know someone now that actually has their own Ecto 1. One, where are you? And two, can you come pick me up so we can just joyride around in it and I can get lots of pictures for my socials being
What?
like, Ecto 1.
Why do you think I'm friends with Rexy Reviews? Why do you think I'm best friends with him? It's because he's got a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, man.
And if I can contact him whenever I want to be like, can I come to your shop and play with all your dinosaurs? And he'd be like, yeah, man, come up. Yeah.
Okay, so when are we going to arrange that?
I've been trying to arrange it for ages. I keep saying that to Mick we should go up. And I think I've mentioned it to Andy a couple of times about meeting up while we're up that way. Because there's a shop, and he sells just all Jurassic merchandise in a shop. It's called the Dino Den. And he sells like old retro merchandise of Jurassic Park, but also like Dinosaurs TV show from Disney and all sorts of like Land Before Time. And he's just a dinosaur nerd. And he's got his own little up north. It's in Newcastle. And he's got his own like dinosaur cafe attached to it. Everything. It's like a big warehouse. It's massive.
Okay.
And he's got like old arcade units. He's got old arcade units set up he can play with, and old consoles set up with all the old games on. So he's just a really cool guy. He's just a big nerd at art.
I think I'm gonna have to look at this chap up. What's his thing on Facebook?
Rexy's Reviews. He's at like all the Northern Comic Cons that I go to. He's featured in a lot of my videos. He's the guy that has all the Jurassic Park stuff. And he's got like he goes to Comic Cons with these like Velociraptor animatronics, and he's got some really cool stuff. And he goes to shows and things with it. Yeah, it's in South Shields. There we go, Andy. It's in South Shields.
Awesome. Of course, Andy's the one who's sitting there going like, "Yeah, I've got all the details. Don't worry about it."
Do you like Jurassic Park 3? I like it. I'm the dinosaur pee thing, and I'm not. I don't know. That film is always weird.
Yeah, do you know what? It's a bizarre one. It's probably I do still actually like it. I still enjoy it, but it's probably my least favorite out of the trilogy of the Jurassic Parks.
Lost World was my favorite.
Yeah, do you know, I really loved that one. The interesting thing about Jurassic Park 3 is it's got a really tumultuous history. Like, it had a really interesting production schedule. It was being rewritten as the filming was going on, even the characters. So William H. Macy has, like, I mean, he's a bit softer on it now, but for a while he was... Sorry, I've just realized on my PS2 that the little symbol was the wrong way around and it was bugging me. Which means nothing to anyone else other than me right here. Yeah, so Jurassic Park 3 had a really different sort of structure to it originally. William H. Macy's was an actual adventurer, and it really was that kind of thing, not like the sort of dweeby dad type thing. It kept going up and down. It had loads of rewrites. So it's actually quite amazing we got the film we did at all, really, at the in the end. The thing that I didn't like about it in a lot of ways was actually because of the weird thing to say, but like it had a smaller body count. It should have been more, and they kind of killed off a lot of characters at once. Like Nash, the other part, the pilot, the other guy, that was on the runway, and then the guy who looked really dweeby with the moustache, he gets killed not massively long after that, and no one else dies. Billy doesn't die, William H. Macy character doesn't die, and the woman shouting Eric, I can't remember what her character's name is, he doesn't die, Eric doesn't die, even Billy, like when he does that cool thing, doesn't actually die. It's kind of like, I don't know, it sort of took the menacing out of the dinosaurs a bit. And I could even forgive the talking velociraptor of Alan.
Yeah. But Lost World was always my favorite one growing up. Because like Jurassic Park 1 is obviously the penultimate, but like it's the best one ever. But like the fact that Jurassic Park 2 kind of went, right, the backstory, the characters, let's just jump straight in. And then you got a really cool story with a bunch of new characters. They didn't really spend much time fleshing them out. They just went, right, here you go.
Yep.
So and when you look back now, it's Julianne Thingy and
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. And all the people in it are all like really well known now.
Yeah, because it's a good film. It's good fun. Obviously, there's that whole bit with the gymnastics as well, where she says, "Hey, you," and the Velociraptor actually looks around, and it's the interesting thing is they structured it and they got the cast in, and then they CGI'd it in. They didn't ask. They made a sequel, and it's chaos, is what it is. It's chaos. They packaged up, they sold it, and it's gone.
And then we had like Pete Bostlethwaite in there and all that good stuff, and all the Dino Hunters.
Yeah, they did cut out quite a bit of his stuff, which was annoying because the deleted scenes were really good with that. So when they hired him, you saw loads of stuff about him, and I think it's Sanjay. I think it's his what do you call it? He's like sort of his partner in it and everything. There's loads of bits they cut out, which was a little bit of a shame when you find out the deleted scenes. But yeah, I agree. That was the one, especially considering it made me terrified to look out my window in case there was a T-Rex eye there, having just eaten the neighbour's dog. Shelley, I have the mobile sound from JP3 as my ringtone.
No, Shelley.
And plus.
Shelley, you want geeky? My computer, when I turn it on, plays the sound clip from The Matrix, and it's the voice of Tank going, operator. As I turn it on, it says operator. And for the longest time, my backdrop was the moving green letters. It was so 90s and retro.
RJ. That was it. Sorry, Grumpy Cricket. RJ, that was it. Not Sanjay. But yeah, look it up. The deleted scene with his character, like people pass away, and the character of RJ. Like it's nice. Shame it was cut. I don't have any special startup sounds on any of my things, unfortunately. I did have the Power Ranger morpher every time I got a text at one point. You know, my ringtone is Green Hill Zone from Sonic.
Nice. Whenever I get a text, my phone goes ding, as if like the Mario coin sound.
Nice. I do like that. Oh, I'm just thinking about like interestingly, you know, when they did the cameos and stuff for Jurassic World Dominion.
Yeah.
One, I never got why they didn't get to bring the kids back, even for a cameo. That was just silly. But I was a bit gutted they didn't even like put in, because they did that whole scene with some of the ex-employees and like just as the mugshots about where they were. And I was glad to see like an older Vince Vaughn or you know, I can't remember what's that character's name? Julianne Moore's in Lost World. Sarah. It's Sarah, isn't it?
Sarah.
Because he says the full name. That was it. He's like, how many Sarahs do you think there are on this island, Nick?
Yeah, I was always like the little bit of me when I watched the Dominion one. I was kind of hoping that like Tim and his sister were like the leaders of this like evil company. Like that would have been a really cool twist when it just them two at the end, like the leaders of this new dinosaur company.
Because she hacked her way to the millions and millions of pounds. Because she is a computer hacker.
Apparently, my God.
It's the Linux system or whatever it is.
There's no locks on the doors. The way he shouts that line is my favorite.
They are. It is going to be in the Odeon very shortly in September. It's going to be for a 30th anniversary. Unfortunately, I'm not around for it, but so if people did want to see it on the big screen, check your local Odeons because I think it's mid-September. They will be showing it on the big screen if you want to watch the original Jurassic Park in all its full big screen glory.
Well, speaking of cinemas, were you like your cinema near you, like doing what mine's doing? So I went today and this weekend to go maybe check out the Haunted Mansion, and I went to see what showings were available. To find that my Cineworld is only showing it 3 times a day.
Oh, I don't know about Haunted Mansion.
My cinema is only showing it at 10:40 and then 2:30 and then 8:20 at night. So I was like, that is the randomest showings, but yet Barbie movie is still taking up like nearly every friggin' screen in the building. It must be doing well.
To be fair, my one tomorrow has 11:20, 2:10, 5, and 10 to 8 for Haunted Mansion.
That's still only 4 showings for a whole day.
Yeah, but to be fair, mine has 8 screens, and it's also still got lots of showings of Barbie, Oppenheimer, Meg 2, The Trench, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Gran Turismo, Mission Impossible, Joyride, Elemental, Mavka the Forest Song, Puffin and the New Friends, and A Screen Unseen, all in one bloody day. So that many showings in one day is actually not bad for it, considering, like you said, Barbie's still absolutely dominating, and so is Oppenheimer, actually.
Yeah, it is. My cinema's doing all this Disney 100, so you can go see like Snow White, Cinderella, Bambi, all the original sort of movies are all back on the big screen now. Yeah,
mine's been doing that. Snow White was good. Not quite the man-hating Superfest, you know, it was supposedly meant to be. I watched it, having not seen it for many years. and thought, this is actually not saying this really isn't that bad as people say it is.
What,
And
Snow
also, he
White?
was in. People get a bit upset and we're like, oh yeah, she's got to be saved by a man and blah blah blah. So actually, she's actually quite a strong, independent woman in the film. Actually, when you look at it,
Well, yeah, she saved the dwarf. They need her, not the other way around.
yeah, exactly. You know,
Technically.
she makes them clean up and wash their hands before they even eat. She's like, you're not eating any of my food until you've done as I say. You know. And
But
also, she died in a coma, so it's like, oh, you know, you didn't get permission to kiss her. It's like she was unconscious, and the only way to save her life was to give her a peck on the lips. So I kind of feel like, if that was me personally, if I was going to be in an eternal sleep, or someone kissed me on the lips without my permission, I'd be all right with it. You know what? On that one occasion, in those circumstances, I'd be like, you know what? I'll pucker up so I don't have to be asleep for 365 years. That's just me.
I mean, what do people think is the alternative? Either we kiss the princess, bring her back to life, or we have a prince in the middle of the forest doing freaking CPR.
Well, that might happen in the new one because obviously, I'm a bit again Disney live action remakes. I've just got very little interest in, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I don't know. The problem is that they don't focus. The creativity is not there. It's more focused on trying to make a point. And it's like Disney films were about telling stories. You know, it was about telling fairy tales, and it's stories about hope and love and all sorts of interesting things like that. The problem is when they keep remaking them live action. Every time they remake them, they just seem to be trying to make a point about something. It's kind of like I don't watch Disney to make a point. I watch it to have either an emotional moment where I go, "Aw," or it makes me want to call my parents and tell them that I love them, or you know, hug my wife and say like, "Oh, you know, life ain't so bad." Not like, you know, and here's what else is wrong with the hierarchy of society. But yeah, I've got no interest in a lot of the live action. I watched the Aladdin one, and I thought that was okay. But it did seem a bit like it was all right, but I don't know why it really existed, like why it needed to be made.
So what they seem to be doing is Alan Menken obviously wrote a lot of these and did the music for them, and it appears that he's going through his calendar of movies like Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and basically he's taking the Broadway versions and the cartoon versions and kind of meshing them together and giving you a few new songs from the Broadway one that weren't in the cartoon ones that are now popular on the Broadway scene, and smashing them all together. So like in the Little Mermaid, there's like a couple of songs in there that were never in the cartoon, but apparently from the Broadway, which was like back in the 90s.
I don't know. It had a Broadway show.
Yeah, it was Sarah Borgier or something she called, the girl that did the Phantom of the Opera. She was Ariel.
Oh.
I know.
Very nice.
Theatre nerd.
Mate, I saw King Kong the musical in Broadway, and that was something special.
Do you know what? I would have, if somebody would have like whispered to 17-year-old me when I was at high school in college and basically went, stick with this musical theatre lark, dude, because you're kind of all right here, and in the future, Beetlejuice, School of Rock, there's going to be some cool ones that you might be able to get in. You're going to like it. You know, and no, instead they tried to push me down the Shakespeare route, and I was having none of that nonsense.
With this accent,
with this accent, be or not to be, that's the question.
But I will have a copper.
But yeah, all the cool musicals now that have come out, like there's some good ones out there now, isn't there? Like
Toxic Avenger the musical, one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I saw it 3 times in the end. That was fantastic. Banana Man the musical, yes, that exists. I do intend to see. I think Beetlejuice the musical is on when I'm out in New York in October.
Oh mate!
So if it's on, I'm gonna definitely try and make that work somehow. Even if I'm like at the back, up, you know, if I'm hanging, if I just have to hang off the lighting grid for the whole show, I'll still go and see it. Like, it's gonna be a weird time for cinema. Actually thinking about it, because obviously Beetlejuice 2 is filming, but it's not filming anymore because nothing's filming anymore. There's going to be a real weird gap. And I really thought they were going to delay a lot of the films that are coming out, because there's a lot of films in like this last like 8 weeks, which have just all been like dumped on the cinema. And my cinemas are like trying to, you know, like I just listed all those films. All those films are big major releases in the space of like 8 weeks. But there's going to be like nothing next year.
Yeah, it's going to be weird.
I would have thought they would have delayed maybe 1 or 2 films to try and weather out the storm. Because even if they solve the strike now in the next 8 weeks, which let's be honest, they're probably not going to, nothing's going to be able to get back on track quick enough for something to be out and ready. The Creator is the next big one that I'm looking forward to actually in the cinema that's not out yet.
I don't know what's coming out now. To be honest, I don't know what's. Now I was so much looking forward to the Haunted Mansion and a load of TV stuff. I don't actually know what's coming out in this latter half of the year.
Blue Beetle, the Creators looks amazing. That's the one that looks like a Star Wars but not Star Wars film by
oh yeah, we got Wonka,
director of Rogue One.
We've got Wonka as well. Oh yeah, I do know there's a bunch of them. Yeah, sorry, I do know a bunch of them.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be fun. I guess I don't know how. I'm not that sort of bothered about. Obviously, we've got Dune 2 or Dune Part 2. That's going to be absolutely incredible. Ghostbusters 4's got delayed. Yeah, that's true. That is delayed. I thought they were pretty much done with that, which is a shame. But then obviously the VFX artists are also going on strike now, aren't they? Which, to be fair, I can really see from their point of view because I feel sorry for them because a lot of the time when people moan about the CGI in films and the de-aging on this didn't look very good and blah blah, and they show people then show what they do in their own time. Like the Obi-Wan stuff when they did supposedly fixed all the effects and stuff. It's because the people who actually the people who do it for a living, they just get no time to do it. They get told that they have to get it done within a week, and it's this will take 3 weeks, and you have to do it in a week. And it's why things don't always look very finished in films anymore. It's because the studios don't care about creating art. It's more about getting it out as soon as possible, which is a shame because if things, could take the time they needed to take, then, it'd be a better quality. And then people would be more inclined maybe to go back to the cinemas and stuff. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens with these strikes.
We've got there's still some really cool films to come out. Actually, I did forget half of these that are coming out. There's some really good ones. But A Haunting in Venice, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, the choir that looks like a horror film.
And then obviously we've got Expendables. Can't beat a bit of Expendables.
I will miss Terry Crews in this one though.
Yeah, it's a shame they've just replaced him with Curtis Jackson, which is terrible, really.
Yeah, it did feel a bit like, we need another black guy.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? It does feel that way. We'll just get another muscular, man in there to shove in them. They've shoved Curtis Jackson, who's not the best actor in the world. Let's be honest. Terry Crews is a legend.
True, but I would say the Expendables franchise is not built on acting prowess or story. It's boom, boom, bang, bang, smashy, smashy, good time. That is the technical term for those kind of films, which is the opposite of the Transform ones. All right, mate. Still in the garage, found a blue snaggletooth yet?
Yep. I just realised I didn't leave anyone with permissions, did I?
So basically, the whole show has been me and Ryan just talking.
We've tried to describe.
We did the toy news and we described what things look like.
Oh, man.
80s after-school toys, by the way. Yes, I have actually genuinely enjoyed every Ghostbusters film that's come out, including the one that was all women. Oh, what a threat. I really enjoyed that one as well. I thought it was really good fun. So,
yeah. Since our Ghostbusters come back, right quick, let me show this one figure, because I think this is the highlight of the day, to be honest. And I think most people want to see this one that we talked about. So this is the Ghostface one. It's called the Ghostface Takes Manhattan. And yeah, it just comes with so many cool accessories this time around. A lot of different heads and stuff.
Is this based on a new film?
No, this is the New York Comic Con exclusive. And obviously because the killer from Scream is now in New York and they've got New York Comic Con, they basically wanted to make a figure for Ghostface. Technically, Ghostface figures aren't based on Scream. That's why they're never called Scream. They're not allowed to. It's based on the costume of Ghostface, where it can't be based on the Scream franchise. So hence why they've given this guy a rainbow mask. Obviously, it's Pride and stuff like that at the minute. So we throw in the rainbow mask, and it's no longer about the movie. But we'll give you hints of the movie, like the Glow in the Dark mask.
Green Pie Lars, I don't want to frighten you guys, but I believe Ryan is bald. I'm not. What are you talking about? Shut up.
Why?
I've got loads of hair.
After school toys. Why are you telling me you drive an Ecto 1?
Oh, because you missed this entire conversation. we were talking about Ghostbusters toys and stuff, and he doesn't have the toys, but he has an actual Ecto 1 that he drives around in.
No way.
I know.
No,
I'm just saying,
like an actual like Ecto 1 that you drive around in the street.
Yeah, and so
That's insane.
he doesn't realise it, but they've already agreed. 80s After School Toys, you've already agreed to take us all out for a joyride.
That's amazing. We need to get you on the show, my friend. We need to actually get you in on the show, and you need to give us a tour of this vehicle. That needs to happen in a future episode. Drop me or Sorrell a message on Instagram, and let's make this happen. We'd love to have a tour of the Ecto 1. That would be incredible. Sorry, I just come in at the last minute. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this, let's do that. But no, seriously, if you've got an Ecto 1, like hit us up, drop us a message, and we'll get you in on one of the shows to give us like a full kind of tour. You know, you can join the stream via your phone and walk around. I mean, look, I'm in a garage. Anything's possible, modern technology. But no, that's really cool. That is, you know what? When I was a kid, we had like a Volvo or something, and it was like a bit of a station wagon kind of thing. And I begged my parents to paint it white so that we could have an Ecto 1. And it was at the young age of like 8 that I realized that I found out that you have to kind of, you know, announce these things to the Department of Vehicles and whatever it is. Like you have to actually, you know, I've painted my car white, you know. So yeah, I was well gutted when I was a kid. I was like, why can't we just paint this white and draw a Ghostbusters side, you know? But there we go. Cool. Sorry, I just like coming in. I'm just interrupting the flow. You guys carry on. I'll just.
I haven't done Cocaine Bear today, so I have got one here that I'm going to be doing.
Go for it.
So today is Ezekiel 25:17.
Amazing.
Dum 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 dum. La 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 la. Just making sure I'm in the right pitch. The path of the righteous bear is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil piglets. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and good honey shepherds the weak through the 100-acre woods, for he is truly Piglet's keeper and the finder of lost rabbits. I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my honey, and you will know my name is Pooh when I lay my vengeance upon thee, Christopher Robin.
Very good.
25:17.
That's really good. Very, very good. Cool. How was the show, guys? How was it this week?
We had nothing to discuss. Nothing's happened.
No,
it's been a really quiet week.
It has. I have told them, obviously, after next week I'm stepping back for a while.
Cool.
I'll still be around in the ether. You know, I'll chuck a Cocaine Bear randomly into the mix every now and again. And whenever these guys want something, I'll be there.
Yeah, man, that's cool. You know,
you should have seen the comments though. They were like, Ryan, we didn't invite you in the first place. Why are you still here? You were only meant to be a guest. We only want guests with hair. It was really brutal, to be honest. Actually, they were really unsupportive, and I lost 50% of my subscribers. So
listen, so you really, I was going to make a really cruel joke there, but I won't. Right, but we are. So hang on, yeah. So obviously, you know, Ryan is going to step back for a little while, other commitments and stuff like that. I mean, whatever bullshit he's told you during the stream is lies. We finally figured out a way of changing the login code, so he's not going to be able to access the show from here on out. So we let him have a couple of last minute ones. No, it is a shame. It's a shame. We're going to be missing Ryan for a little while, but you know, hey ho.
Gonna do next week.
He'll be around.
Yeah.
Cool. 80s After School Toys has said that he's going to send photos that you can show. That'd be amazing. Jump on my Instagram, send them over. Love to show those. We are going to have to round up because Sorrell is now playing with fire. And
yeah, I'm worried about that. Should we call someone about that?
That is not good. Cool.
Andy
cool,
H,
cool.
how can you drop 50% of one? Oh. I mentioned that you had the wrestling thing, and he had like the full details up in 3 seconds. You got to worry about Andy H. He finds things.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Andy H he's the guy to know. It's like, Andy, I need to know about so and so and so and so minutes, and you got that information.
Please don't
That's
post
cool.
up my address.
Did you talk about Lego minifigures at all?
No.
No.
Let's talk about that really quickly before we finish up, because since last week,
No.
we were talking about it, weren't we? We talked about the new Lego minifigures that are announced. Marvel What If Series 2 is going to be the first series that are shown in these kind of boxes. And it's really bizarre because people are posting like the gram weight and everything. And that's how you can work out what's in. I can't imagine anyone that's going to have a small little set of scales. Well, I know why people would have a little small set of scales. Let's be perfectly honest with you. Going in and weighing boxes. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
People
but
do.
yeah.
Yes, Zelda.
No, I've
All
seen
right.
it.
It's bizarre. Can you imagine going into the Lego store though? Excuse me. Oh, my scales. It's like, no,
People do. I've seen guys in the middle of Smiths just pull out this tiny little scale and just start like putting boxes on it from the Stranger Things to try and find Eddie.
That's mad. That is
because
mad.
Eddie weighs a certain amount than the others.
The other thing as well, UK wise, B&M Super 7 Ninja Turtles showing up in B&M for £20. Like, that is insane. I've had a look to see if I could track any down. No luck here in Wales, unfortunately.
Bethany Beth not having much luck either, unfortunately.
Yeah, there seems to be few and far between. It seems to be more of the bigger main stores. So, like here in my neck of the woods, Castleford's got them, which is like the bigger store, but Ponty doesn't have them. So it seems to be like it seems like the bigger warehouse style stores seem to be getting them.
All right, no, fair enough.
Same when the pizza truck came out from Turtles. That was like only in like a few.
But you know what?
And I really wanted one of those.
We had that. I saw that one. I saw the pizza truck in 2 different stores, and I didn't pick it up. I'm really annoyed with myself now. Really annoyed with myself. I know, right? I know,
you should
right?
have bought it, spray painted black, and it would have been a Punisher van.
People would have come after me if I'd taken that and spray painted it black. People would have come after me.
That's what people were doing a while back. People were buying them to spray paint, weren't they? And they were making it into like the Punisher van.
Yeah,
I remember.
No, I totally agree. But there we go. No, it's been a good show. I caught a little bit of it. I was tuning in and out.
He's not even been in. It's been a good show.
No, I was watching. Like, I had it on my phone. The family were all kind of like, do you want to just go on the show? And I was like, no, I can watch a little bit because I've got service at the moment. So it's cool. It was quite nice to step back and actually watch and be like, oh, look, there they are, Geek Week in it. But anyway, everybody that's been jumping in on the comments and obviously following along and whatnot, thank you very much. We really do appreciate you guys. I'll let you guys sign it off because I wasn't even here. No, Ryan, I'll tell you what, you can sign it off. That's how nice I am.
He's going to end it before I even say it, isn't he?
No, go on. No, actually, I'll tell you what. Save it for next week. Week.
Yeah.
Sorrell, you go this week because you ran it.
Well, this is one of the last shows from this room. Then the next time we do a Geek Week, I'll probably be in the new room. So say goodbye to the green walls, people. It's been a fun show. Thank you all for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. And until then, keep it geek.